internet. Today's going to be a different video because I have had this thought for so long and I have either been too busy to sit down and record it or I finally actually want to record and talk about it. So let's talk about mediocrity in anime. Disclaimer, this is not to talk badly about any other anime tuber, whatever, I don't care, man. Okay, so as of recent, I have been seeing the word mediocrity passed around the internet time and time again, especially as of recent. Do you have to move around? I guess he just doesn't want to be on camera. But I have seen the word mediocrity passed around the internet, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, time and time again whenever it comes to the conversation of anime. Have we accepted mediocrity? My general answer is no. I don't think we have, but there is a bit more to that conversation than I believe that is being made. Whenever the term mediocrity is passed around, it can be used in all forms of media, especially as somebody that works within the music industry or the recording industry. A lot of the term mediocrity would be popped up because it is to determine whether a take or whether a recording is good, whether a mix is good, whether something is good or not is based off of whether we accept the lower than the regular standard and we put it out into the world because it is just cheaper or faster to do it. But mediocrity, let's talk about the way that we ought to consume a lot of our anime, and that is in subform. And people talk about anime as its core idea. What it is this show, is this writing, is this acting, is this thing mediocre or not? But the idea and the concept of mediocrity exists and we have accepted it is totally a baseless claim. We have to be able to determine what is mediocre, what is bad, what is good, and there is no justifiable standard on what that is. We can watch hundreds of thousands of animes and make a determination on what is God tier and what is trash tier. For a lot of people, they believe that One Piece is the best fucking anime ever. Obviously, because it has over 1,000 episodes at this point. But in my honest to God opinion, I think that One Piece isn't the best anime ever. I'm pretty sure that that's my opinion. My opinion could be shit. I could be fucking wrong. But as people already know in my beliefs, One Piece has cornered the pirate anime market and has really limited the idea and the concept of making another pirate anime. There has been no other greater pirate anime that's ever come out because of One Piece and the way that it has established itself over the past 20 years. Do I think that One Piece is terrible? No. Do I think that it has flaws? Of course. But let's talk about an actual mediocre piece of crap because I don't think anybody could really argue that. Let's take Eromanga Sensei for example because that is not a good anime, at least in my honest to God opinion, and if you think that my opinion is shit, well, I could be wrong, but I like to assume that my opinion isn't shit, and that I am not wrong, and Eromanga Sensei is fucking terrible. And it's not the storytelling, it's the core concept of what Eromanga is that I really dislike. The core concept and the idea that this show revolves around one guy and a bunch of little girls, the way that they all act, in my honest to God opinion, is not a good show. It could be the best written fucking thing. It could be the best animated thing. But the concept in and of itself is mediocre. We are scraping the bottom of the fucking barrel. And we're more than willing to watch it and give it the time of day apparently, because that happens. People still watch the show. Even though my concept and my idea of what mediocrity is, I don't think that we've accepted it because we have definitely had a huge backlash over it. Now, I do understand that there are anime that just get made and then pushed out into the world. And not every single anime that is seen is ever going to be watched. And I will even claim that we haven't accepted mediocrity simply because there are amazing, just fantastic shows that get made every single season, and we need to learn that those are the good ones that deserve our time of day, that deserve another season, that deserve our viewership. I, for example, will even sit there and say that yes, Don Machi definitely deserved its second season. It is an extremely popular show. It is an extremely popular title in Japan. It may not be the most popular thing here in the US, but in Japan, a lot of people love it. And it got 3 seasons of its own title made. Even a movie. Would anybody sit there and say that Danmachi is a mediocre piece of trash? I would say no, but I wouldn't also sit there and say that it is the best anime that's currently out on the market. I believe that there are several other anime that deserve that title as such. Demon Slayer, for example, because that has just consumed my life as of recent. Follow me on Twitter, see how I like my boy. Nosuke, my boy. He has changed position at least twice this video. At least twice. And upon most concepts and ideas that where Demon Slayer has laid itself upon us, I would sit there and say that we have not accepted mediocrity, simply just because every single season there is always an amazing brand new anime that comes out. I would sit here and dare to say that any anime that comes out has a certain validity behind it. Does it mean that it is all mediocre, or does it mean that it's all great? I'm not really sure. You would have to be able to tell me what your opinion is. But I am not going to sit here and make this blatant statement that we have accepted mediocrity because a bunch of anime that isn't up to a certain par or certain expectation that we have for this content, and it isn't met because so much content has to be put out in order to fill time slots. So much content has to be put out in order for a company to stay above water. I hate to sit there and say this, but I would have to dare to argue that not every piece of content is mediocre. Me, I have absolutely no standards for anime. If I watch something and I watch it for long enough, that means I like it. If there is just a whole bunch of anime that I see on the roll for Crunchyroll and it just doesn't sit well with me, and I just decide to stick with the ones that I just click and see and watch, those are the ones that I will love. But I do believe that there is, in existence, some mediocre content. I believe that in some form or design that there is content that feels like it's just subpar. Dare I say, videos like this is not the best kind of videos that I make. I make these videos because it's fun, or it lets me talk about ideas and concepts that is often just rolling around in my mind, mainly because I am very terrible at recording videos, and just mainly because I have terrible conversations in general. I will not blame my ADHD on that. I will just say I'm terrible at these things. But I'll say this. If it is so mediocre, how is it that in an industry where people who have very high standards continue to make its anime? I'm here to fuck with you, I really am. I really have no concept and idea of what is good and what is bad. Like I said, what I decide to enjoy is something that I will end up watching, and that's just my final thoughts on that. You have the concept and the idea of what is good and what is bad, what is mediocre and what isn't. But all of those things are separate individual ideas. They all culminate to one unified idea when we all decide to announce that what is the greatest anime on planet Earth right now. Ninja, I know you're talking about my boy. I know you like Inosuke. I know you like Demon Slayer. Let's just be honest. So, in summary, I have talked about mediocrity in anime. There are a lot of things I could be wrong about because these are videos that I often ramble and have to heavily edit because I could say something wrong. And I am sorry. However, you've now all witnessed the most infamous Corgi in voice acting. Enjoy it while it lasts. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I've recorded way too long, and now I have to edit this all down before I go on vacation. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you all in the next video. Laters.